Is it the arrow up, right?
Yes.
And conceptual framework refer back to our literature review that we have found in the theory.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why the arrow should be up.
Right. Yeah, you are right. And um, let me reformulate this one. So conceptual tell us about the um, conceptual framework tell us about the research design, and the research design let us um, uh, collect the data, analyze the data, and the finding. But okay, right. Oh, okay. Yes. And then you can draw another one if you like. Right. Okay. So you can see things like that. And then the findings also the same thing. Let's go together with um, that point. Let me insert some more drawing this way. Oh no. Okay, good. Interesting. So now you can see it's narrow arrows down and arrow up. Okay. Mm. So conceptual framework is very important now. It's a central point. Okay. Right. Okay, next question, please.
Sorry, lecturer.
Yes.
So based on the diagram, I see that a conceptual framework is very important, as you mentioned.
Yes.
And so could you please tell me what the element in the conceptual framework which we include, lecturer?
Oh, okay. Yes. It depends on your research problem because let me show you one thing. Again, I want to show you another okay. So to answer your question, because the question is so big, so to answer your question, let me um, let me draw your attention to the difference between theoretical framework and conceptual framework. Okay, so so when you review the literature that you think is relevant to your research topic, then you look for historical development of the topic problem that you want to address, and then relevant theory, philosophy, principle about the topic problem that you want to address. Then I show you like that again. Okay, and then this is another example I have had before, and then I look for evidence in the past research study that relevant to my research topic. Again, what has been researched in the past study, what has been found, and what has not been found in the past research. But then remember that this theoretical framework is based on the research argument of other people. So I wrote here saying that these elements, these are all about other people's opinion, arguments, and research study, not your. But then when you move on to a conceptual framework, you build up your own framework. So conceptual framework is your own research framework. It depends on the research problem you want to address. But remember that conceptual framework is your own framework. I cannot say what should be included in your conceptual framework. So it depends on your problem that you want to address. Okay, so in this example, I highlight some of the things what needs to be researched further. So what needs to be researched further can form your conceptual framework. Then your conceptual framework inform research objective, research question, and significance of research. Okay, that's I draw in this line together. Okay. So there's no exact elements in your conceptual framework. It depends on your research problem and your research objective, research questions. Then you form up a conceptual framework that allow you to pick up either quantitative research design or qualitative research design or mixed method. Okay.
Yeah, lecturer, I see. Okay, thank you, lecturer.
Yes. Okay, next question, please. So waiting for your question, I just draw. Okay. Yeah, I think we have a message. Is there any specific order position of the problem statement in a paper? Sometimes I see it in the introduction part or at the end of the literature review. Are there any differences? Okay, never mind. If you are writing the paper for quantitative research, then it must be in chapter 1. Okay, but if you are doing qualitative research study, the research objective, research question can come after the literature review, so that's no problem with that. But for quantitative research paper, they must be in chapter 1. So for qualitative research paper, they can be in chapter 1 or at the end of the literature review in chapter 2. Okay, next question. Oh, sorry. Are there any interrelation between research problem, research objective? Yeah, they must be. They must be connected. There must be alignment between research problem, research objective, research question. That's why I said when we talk about the statement of the research problem, it covers all this. Yes, it covers all this. They must be aligned. That's why we draw the arrow here. If they don't align, we don't have the arrow here. So they must be aligned, you know, but one forward, backward. Okay. So at the end of the day, after you complete your research, everything must be about one thing. Okay, everything must be about one thing. That's why if you conduct quantitative research study, you must be very careful from the beginning, because quantitative design is linear, which means you start from step 1 to step 2 to step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6, step 7. You cannot go backward. Okay, but qualitative research design is what we call not linear, but backward and forward and backward. So qualitative research is more flexible. I mean, qualitative research design is flexible, which means qualitative researchers can go back and forth, they just make adjustment so that all the elements in their thesis can be about one thing. Okay, so that's why I'm conducting research, especially in quantitative design, quantitative study. Okay. Yeah, any more question? If you cannot ask the question orally, you can write down or you can drop your question in the chat box so we can reach that one.